single day I'm gonna make something great.
For this first recipe, we are making Thai coconut curry chicken in the crock pot. This one was really good. My in-laws liked it, Zach liked it, the kids liked it. It turned out way better than I thought, and it was really good. So I started this recipe by washing off all of the vegetables, and then I had to peel the ones that needed to be peeled, which was just the sweet potato and the carrots. This called for 1 sweet potato, 1 large potato or 1 pound, 2 carrots, and 1 red bell pepper. So you'll see me cleaning and peeling all of these now. So next was time to start chopping the vegetables. For the potato and the sweet potato, these are supposed to be chopped into 3/4 inch chunks. For the red bell pepper, it was the same, to cut into 3/4 inch pieces, and for the 2 carrots, it says to cut into 1/2 inch slices. So that's what I'm doing here with the potato and the sweet potato so far. So next you just see me chopping up my carrots and then also the bell pepper. Next you need a cauliflower. This recipe only calls for 1/2 of a head cut into small florets, so I don't know if I even just said that right. But this is my first time ever cutting up a cauliflower, so I did my best here. I didn't use a whole half. I probably used maybe 1/3 of the cauliflower. So next you're going to be adding in a 13.5 ounce can of coconut milk into your slow cooker, and then you also need some curry paste. I just have the tikka masala kind, and then you're going to be adding 4 teaspoons of that into the coconut milk, and then also 1 teaspoon of salt is added in there as well. Next you're just going to be whisking this really well together. Once you have that whisked together well, you're going to start adding all of your chopped vegetables into your crock pot. And then once they're added, you're going to want to mix those really well so that they're really coated well with that liquid on the bottom of the pot. Next, you're going to be adding 2 chicken breasts onto the top of the vegetables. As you can see, I'm chopping mine. I just feel like they collect more flavor that way, but you can just lay them in whole as well. Next, you're going to take 2 additional teaspoons of the curry paste and just spread that onto the top of the chicken. Just for flavoring, I would add more curry paste just because I really like that flavor, but this recipe calls for 2 more teaspoons on top of the chicken. You then set your crock pot on high for 3 hours. In the meantime, while that was cooking, I took 3 scallions after I washed them and started chopping them thinly. And these are going to just be used to garnish the top of this meal once it's ready. I then took 2 tablespoons of salted dry roasted peanuts, and these need to be chopped very finely. These are also used as a garnish on top of the meal when it's done. Once your 3 hours is done, you're going to be creating a paste to mix into the slow cooker. This includes 2 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter and 1 teaspoon of your curry paste. Like I said before, I'd add more curry just for my own liking, but then you just mix all this together. I also cut a lime up just for an extra garnish on the top of this. So before you add that paste we just made with peanut butter into the crock pot, you're going to remove all of your chicken and just start shredding that. So that's what you see me doing here. So once all of your chicken is shredded, you're going to then add that paste that we just made into your crock pot and mix that all together. Once that's done, you're going to add your chicken and just really mix that all in. So this is the end of this meal. Unfortunately, I did not get a good picture of the after, but make sure you sprinkle it with the chives, the lime, and the peanuts, and it is so, so good. So next I'm making these protein balls that are a really good snack to be eating between meals just to kind of get you through the day, and they are so, so good. You're going to start by preheating your oven to 350. You're going to be starting by taking 2 ripe bananas and mashing those up with a fork. I just did this into the bowl first just to make it easier. You also want to have your pan ready as well to go. I do spray mine with Cam just so that these don't stick. So I'm doing the bananas, and then next you're going to need 1 cup of oats. And then you're going to be using 1 tablespoon of a protein powder of your choice. I use chocolate. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then 1/4 of a cup of mini chocolate chips. Then you just mix this really, really well together. You're then going to just scoop these up into 1-inch balls and then put those on the pan. The recipe says it makes 20. I think my scooper is a little bit bigger than 1 inch. I think mine made maybe 11 or 12. I'm not totally sure. But you just scoop this all up and set them into balls on your pan. Once your oven's preheated, you just put these in for 15 minutes. So here is the after. They're so good that my husband keeps stealing them from me, but they're so, so good.
Every single day, I'm gonna make